there, the guy. Huh?
I couldn't get the cars to land.
No, I thought maybe you're looking. You can take one before you come,
Hi, I'm Virat Kohli, and you guys have not seen me a lot doing this, but I'm doing this today because of a very special reason, and I couldn't be happier to introduce the person that's going to be in conversation with us today, the greatest inspiration to all of us batsmen. Sir Vivian Richards, thank you for having a chat with me and just taking out a lot of your time. So for me, this is a great opportunity to understand what were the challenges you faced when you were playing, and what made you believe in yourself so much. What was that essence of your self-belief?
I always felt I was good enough to be competing.
Yes.
And I wanted to express myself in the best way that I can. And I see that little similarity where that passion, there are times where that passion sometimes would make folks would look at us in different ways and say, wow, why are they so angry? You know, why they're so angry.
Whenever I've seen videos of you walking out, you're in a hat, no helmets back then. Even when there were, after a point, you chose not to because, you know, it was something that made you feel like you have the belief, and you're chewing gum, and I know the pitches were not as prepared or as covered back then. So what was it like? What went through your head when you walked out knowing that, you know, you don't have the sort of protection, there's no sort of restriction on bouncers, and then you go out and dominate like that? What did you feel from the time you left the change room till you got to the pitch? What was the mindset?
Oh, I believe that I'm the man. You know, it may sound arrogant, you know, but I always felt that I was involved in a game that I knew. I backed myself every time. You even back yourself to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, to take the knocks. But the helmet I tried, I'm not going to lie and tell you, but it felt a little uncomfortable. So I felt my cap, my maroon cap, which was given to me, I felt so proud with that, and my mind said that I was good enough to be here. If I get hurt, it's God's will. I will survive.
I always feel like it's better to get hit early on and get to know the feeling rather than always feeling like you might get hit. So I prefer actually getting hit early on and really hard. So it motivates me even further to not allow that to happen again. And you know, just that pain to go through your body and be like, okay, enough, it's not happening again.
Because to be fair, as a batter, you're going to get some hurts, you know.
Yes.
This is all part of the game.
Yes.
And it depends on how well we come back from these knocks, you know. In the olden days, before we had these little guards around your ribs, you take it there, and that's when you feel it, you know. You take a count, but then that's all part of the parcel of the sport, you know.
So after, in 2014, we went to England, and I had a very, very bad tour. But the next one was Australia, which was even more hostile and even more tough. So the thing that helped me that time was, and again it happened naturally, was visualization. 3 months before going to Australia, I started visualizing that I'm taking these bowlers on and I'm going to dominate and I'm going to come out on top. And that for me was a revelation where I had so much belief because of just putting that thought in my head.
I think you scored 4 centuries, huh?
Yes, yes.
I was in Australia at the same time.
I know.
I can remember we were doing the Big Bash.
Yes.
And I got in a few of the Australian faces, like, because just to see the way in which you stood up.
Yeah.
The Australians can be, in my opinion, at times be bullies.
Yeah.
They try talking you out, but you gave it back.
Yeah.
I love that. And not just giving it back, you gave it back with interest.
Yeah.
You know, the way in which you performed. And I think that sort of set you up to believe, because I always felt if you can go to Australia and combat what they have there, you're gonna be okay elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, because you would have dealt with. It's a tough place to go.
Yes, it is.
And you came out smelling sweet, man. I think that was. I enjoyed that, you know.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, did you also visualize a lot?
Yeah, man. There there are times sometimes I used to tell guys, like, you see what you're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, wow, this is how it's going to be tomorrow. And as a batsman as well, too, I felt that you got to be able to plan how you'd like to play.
Yes.
I don't want to do this today. I'm not going to do it today. This is how I'm going to do it today. And I see, especially in your knock the other day in Trinidad,
Yeah.
the first 100, you know, you were taking the same balls from the off stump, and some people may think hitting across the line, but that's when, in my opinion, that's when a batsman is in control,
Yeah.
and is in control of his personal faculties.
Yes.
Then the same ball you can,
Yes.
and there's one in particular, man, that I love, and it had me jumping out of my chair, man. It's the one where you clear the left foot and took it over extra cover. That's something out of my book, so I appreciate that, you know. Thank you for that, you know.
You look at that, look at the body language. Oh man, I'll be happy to play something like that when I was playing.
For me, it was an honor. I mean,
Yeah.
I was told by our media team that what you said after that shot, and I was like,
Yeah, man,
wow, you know, God's really kind to me.
Sweet man.
That you found it interesting.